They tell you greatness is built in the spotlight, under the stadium lights, with fans roaring and teammates cheering. They're wrong. Greatness is built in the shadows, when no one is watching, when it's just you, the ball, and the quiet. Most players wait for someone to push them. They wait for team training. They wait for the perfect moment. But the players who dominate, they don't wait. They train alone. They grind when no one is watching. And that's what separates the good from the unstoppable. In this video, we're breaking down why the most serious footballers train alone, and how it could be the difference between being average and being elite. Whether you're chasing a pro contract or just want to destroy your competition on the weekends, this is for you. Let's get into it. Most players don't train alone, not because they're lazy, not because they don't love the game, but because training alone is uncomfortable. It's quiet, it's lonely, and worst of all, it forces you to face your weaknesses. There's no coach telling you what to do, no teammates to compete with, no crowd to impress. Just you, the ball, and every flaw in your game staring you in the face. Most people crave comfort. That's why they wait for team sessions. That's why they say, "I'll train if my friend is free." That's why they scroll through drills for hours but never actually step outside and do them. Here's what they don't realize. Team training isn't designed to make you elite. It's about the group. The coach is managing 15, sometimes 20 players. There's limited time, limited touches, and even more distractions. You might get 20 meaningful touches in an hour. Maybe a few sprints, a few shots on goal, and then what? Back home, done for the day. Now compare that to 1 hour of solo training. No waiting in line, no water breaks every 5 minutes, no standing around while others mess about. You're moving the whole time, focused, intentional. You control the intensity, you control the pace, you control the growth. And here's the craziest part. The players who need solo training the most are the ones avoiding it. Struggle with your weak foot? You won't fix that in a team game. Confidence low? You won't build it watching from the bench. Want more minutes? You earn those before the match, alone, when no one sees. If you're only working when you're being watched, you're not working hard enough. Let me say that again. If you're only working when you're being watched, you're not serious. Every elite player you admire, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, they've spent thousands of hours training alone. Before Ronaldo had statues built of him, he was outworking everyone when the cameras were off. And here's the brutal truth. The gap between you and the player you want to be is made up of early mornings, empty fields, and solo sessions no one will ever clap for. So the question isn't, should I train alone? The question is, how badly do you want it? Because the players who train alone don't just want it on match day. They want it every day. Let's talk numbers, because when it comes to improving, math doesn't lie. Imagine a typical team training session. 20 players on the field, one coach trying to manage everyone, 90 minutes of training time. Now let's break down how much actual, meaningful time you spend with the ball at your feet. Warm-up, 15 minutes. Light jogging, stretching, maybe some passing in pairs. Ball touches, approximately 20 to 30. Mostly light passes, no real technique work. Drills, 45 minutes. Let's say the coach runs 3 drills, each lasting 15 minutes. In a passing drill with 10 players, you might get the ball every 30 to 45 seconds. Ball touches per drill, approximately 20 to 30. Total for 3 drills, approximately 60 to 90 touches. Scrimmage or small-sided games, 30 minutes. In a 5v5 or a 7v7 game, you're lucky to get 10 to 15 meaningful touches, shots, dribbles, or key passes. Most of your time is spent running, waiting, or watching the play develop without the ball. Total meaningful touches in 90 minutes of team training, approximately 80 to 135 touches. Now, let's be honest. How many of those touches are actually focused on your weaknesses? How many are high-quality reps where you're pushing yourself to improve? Not many. The solo training advantage, maximizing every second. Now, let's look at 1 hour of solo training. No downtime. No waiting in line for drills, no standing around while the coach explains something, no water breaks every 5 minutes, unless you need one. Controlled intensity. You decide the pace. You decide the focus. Every second is spent with a purpose. Touch count. Let's say you're working on ball control and dribbling. In 1 minute, you can get 20 to 30 high-quality touches. For example, toe taps, sole rolls, quick direction changes. In 60 minutes, that's 1,200 to 1,800 touches. That's 10 times more than a team session. Targeted improvement. Struggling with your weak foot? Spend 20 minutes only using your weak foot. 400 to 600 touches, all focused on your biggest weakness. Need to improve your first touch? Set up a wall passing drill. 500 plus controlled touches in 30 minutes. Total meaningful touches in 60 minutes of solo training. 1,200 to 2,000 plus touches. The efficiency gap. Why solo training fast tracks your development? Let's break down the numbers over a single month. If you train with your team 3 times a week, you'll get around 100 meaningful touches per session, adding up to roughly 1,200 touches in a month. But if you add just 3 solo sessions a week, With 1,500 high-quality touches each, you're looking at over 18,000 touches in that same month. That's not just an improvement, it's a 1,400% explosion in meaningful reps. And here's the kicker. Those extra touches aren't just more, they're better, because every single one is tailored to your game, your weaknesses, and your growth. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. In team training, touches are random. You might work on passing one day, shooting the next, with no real focus on your specific needs. In solo training, every touch is intentional. You're not just getting more reps, you're getting better reps. The real-world impact, how this translates to games. Let's say you're a winger who struggles with first touch under pressure. In a team session, you might get 5 to 10 opportunities per week to work on it. Progress will be slow. But in solo training, you can simulate game-like pressure by doing drills at match speed. You can repeat the same movement 100 plus times until it's automatic. You can film yourself and analyze your technique. Result? In 1 month of solo training, your first touch under pressure improves more than it would in a year of team training. The mental edge. Why more touches equals more confidence. Here's the psychological kicker. Repetition breeds confidence. When you've taken 1,500 touches in a week, the ball becomes an extension of your body. When you step onto the pitch, you're not thinking about controlling the ball, you're just doing it. This is how players like Messi and Ronaldo operate. They don't hope the ball sticks to their foot, they know it will, because they've done it thousands of times in training. The bottom line, if you're not training solo, you're leaving gains on the table. Team training has its place. Tactics, team chemistry, game scenarios. But if you're serious about individual skill development, solo training isn't optional. It's essential. Every minute you spend in a team session is diluted by 19 other players. Every minute you spend alone is 100% yours. So ask yourself, do you want to be average? Stick to team training. Do you want to be elite? Start training alone. Because the numbers don't lie. 18,000 touches a month versus 1,200. Which player do you think improves faster? When you drag yourself out of bed at 6 a.m. to train, when you're working after school while others play video games, you're telling your brain one thing: I want this more than they do. And that belief, it becomes your superpower. It builds grit, it builds confidence. Because every lonely session, every missed shot, every drop of sweat adds up to a mindset most players simply don't have. Cristiano Ronaldo used to stay hours after training. Kobe Bryant, yes, basketball, but the mentality is the same, trained at 4 a.m. every day. They understood what you do alone echoes when everyone is watching. So how do you start? You don't need a perfect plan, you need consistency. But here's a basic weekly structure for solo training. Day 1, technical touches plus dribbling. Day 2, shooting plus weak foot. Day 3, agility plus sprints plus short ball work. Day 4, passing plus ball control. Day 5, match simulation drills, turn and shoot, 1 versus 1 with cones. Day 6, rest or light recovery. Day 7, challenge day, push yourself, film, track progress. Each session, 45 to 60 minutes. That's it. Use a notebook, track your reps, measure your progress. You'll be shocked how fast your level improves in just a few months. Let's be real. You've heard these excuses before. Maybe you've even made them yourself. Let's break them down, one by one. I don't have a goal. You don't need one. Use a wall, a fence, 2 sticks, a backpack, anything. The best players in the world grew up hitting targets that weren't goals. The goal isn't the net. The goal is improvement. I have no cones. Good. Use shoes, water bottles, rocks, draw lines in the dirt. It's not about what you have, it's about how bad you want it. Excuses like this, they reveal mindset. Champions adapt, others wait. I'm tired. Of course you are. But here's the thing. Champions train tired. You think pros feel fresh every day? They show up even when they're sore, even when they're mentally drained, especially then, because they know pushing through fatigue is where growth happens. That's where mental toughness is born. I don't know what to do. You're literally watching YouTube right now. You have access to more football drills, tutorials, and full workouts than any generation in history. No coach? No problem. No plan? Create one. No idea where to start? Start with the basics. No more pretending you don't have the tools, because you do. What you need now is drive. No one else is training. Good, that's your advantage. While they're sleeping in, you're gaining ground. While they wait for a perfect setup, you're building consistency. That's how you separate. Every excuse is just another brick in the wall between you and the player you want to become. Here's the truth. Your goals don't care about your excuses. They're waiting. And every day you train, every excuse you shut down, you get closer. You won't always be motivated. That's normal. But the moment you train alone, when no one's watching, that's the moment you separate yourself. It's in those early mornings, in the late nights, in the quiet. That's where players are made. You want to play better in games? Outrun your man. Be more confident on the ball? Prove it alone when no one is clapping, when no one sees it, because eventually they will. Train alone today so you never stand alone on the pitch. If this video hit home, smash the like button and subscribe for more no BS football content. Now, drop a comment below. What's your favorite solo drill? And what's the one thing you're going to work on this week? Remember, every day you train alone, you're one step closer to domination. Now get out there. The field is waiting.